marine invertebrates of the genus Anthosaur. They often form solid colonies of identical polyps. Coral reefs are a unique rock formation that produces calcium carbonate to grow in the tropics and form strong skeletons. The colony of genetically similar coral polyps is known as the group of coral polyps. Each mammal is a bag-like creature a few millimeters in diameter and several centimeters high. Tents around the main entrance. Each polymer releases an external skeleton around the foot. Over several generations, the colony forms a skeleton, which is endemic to the species and can be several meters long. Polyps reproduce by allowing individual colonies to grow. Laying eggs on corals can be sexually reproducing, and the same species of polymorphism coexists, usually occurring during the release of comets around the full moon. The fertilized egg forms the planula, the mobile early stage of the coral polyp that forms a new colony. Although some corals use the stem cells in their tents to collect plankton and small fish, most corals derive their energy and nutrients from the photosynthetic single-celled dinoflagellates of the genus Symbiotinium that inhabit their tissues. These are called zooxanthellae and form a coral color. These corals require sunlight and often grow in clear, shallow water at depths of less than 60 meters, 200 feet, 33 feet. The physical structure of corals growing in tropical and subtropical climates, such as the Great Barrier Reef off the coast of Australia, is largely determined by corals. Polyps that remove zooxanthellae in response to high water temperatures or stress such as toxins expose these corals to bleaching. Other corals, such as lobelia, do not depend on the juncture and can grow worldwide, 10,800 feet, over 1,800 feet in water. Others are off the coast of Washington and the Aleutian Islands, while others are northwest of Cape Worth, Scotland, and northwest of the Darwin Mountains. The classification of corals has been debated for thousands of years because they are very similar to plants and animals. In his book on rocks, Theophrastus, an Aristotelian follower, identified red coral and coral as minerals in the study of plants. Pliny the Elder states that some aquatic organisms, such as sea nettles and sponges, are not animals or plants, but tertiary nature. Petrus Gillius copied Pliny and used the name zoophyte for this third group. It is a popular but erroneous assumption that the name was coined by Aristotle by Peter Gillius in 1535 while studying the French and Latin names of fish in the Marseille area. Following in the footsteps of Aristotle, Gillius stated that it was impossible to distinguish between a plant and an animal. The coral reefs of the Babylonian dolomite species were broadly defined as coral, French, by 11th century French critics. Sponges and corals were considered reactive by the Persian scholar al-Bruni, b. 1048. However, many believed that corals were plants until William Herschel used a microscope to show that they had thin cell walls that were unique to a 17th century animal. Hexacoralia and Octocoralia are subfamilies of the genus Anthosaur. Polyps belonging to the family of hard coral Hexagoralia are linear symmetrical. Octocoralia is blue and soft corals. The polymer is 8-fold, and each polymer has 8 tentacles and 8 mesenteries. Marine anemones are also subspecies of Hexagoralia, so corals are parasitic.